Moi kaikki! That's Finnish and means hi everyone. I'm Hanna and this is my podcast called Hanna from Sheep's Alley. I'm coming to you from Kuopio, Finland, and today is June 30th. It's around 10 o'clock in the morning. I have the day off, so a perfect day and time to make this podcast. And as always, we'll start with finished objects, and I have quite a few of them. I'll start with a test knit which I made or knit for talvi. I'll show you because Susanna has the pattern out now, so I'll show you Susanna's pattern. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. I think it's Iko Azure or something like that. So Susanna has this pattern out now, and I'll show you how mine looks like. You can use two different kinds of yarns, one colorful one, variegated one, and then one just tonal one. But I used 4 different gray, and actually 3 different grays and 1 black, and I like this very much. I think this looks very lovely. This not the widest gray, but this pearly gray. This yarn is this Invictus yarns, this kind. I got this from a Christmas swap package last Christmas, and the other 3 gray ones, this kind of almost white gray, then this a bit darker gray, that one there, and the black one, that one there, is Drops Alpacka, 100% alpaca. And it's quite windy today. It's almost 19 plus 19 C, which is, I think it's around 64 Fahrenheit. So warm but not too hot. And this is the shawl. I'm giving this shawl to a dear friend of mine. Oh, isn't it lovely? Oh, I like this a lot. I'm giving this, she turns 50 next spring, I think in May, beginning of May. I'm not sure which date. I need to ask her husband about the exact date, but these are the colors my dear friend likes. I'm not saying the name because she might watch this. So this is Susanna's pattern, which is out now, Eko Azure. Then I knit using Sirpas, Hai Sirpa, Rouva Silmusolmus, Suometar yarn. I have 2 skeins of this yarn, and I knit a hitchhiker shawl by Martina Behm. This one I have already knit 3 hitchhikers before, but I gave those as gifts to my brother's 3 daughters a few Christmases ago. But this one is for me, and it looks like this. This lovely fin color hitchhiker, and I'm just going to use it during autumn and winter time as a scarf like this. Really lovely. And with this other skein, I think I might knit. Well, first of all, I want to knit socks out of this, but also because I didn't have much leftovers of this one, I just wanted to knit as much as possible, and I had tiny little ball left of this skein. But socks out of this one, and perhaps I I'm not sure how much a pair of socks will eat, but I would love to knit fingerless mitts out of this one, so that I would have fingerless mitts, this scarf, and then socks out of this Rouva Silmusolmus Suometar yarn. Lovely, really lovely. I like this. Okay, that's that. Down there. Then I knit another pair of my Bombilius socks. This pattern. Come on, wind, work with me. My pattern, Bombilius socks. Or at least I think you are supposed to pronounce this Bombilius. Bombilius is a Latin word. I have never studied Latin, but I think you are supposed to pronounce it like that. And I showed these the last time I was knitting them, and now they are finished. 2 socks, 1 pair Bombilius socks. And I lost the yarn band. This yarn is either Herbstblatt Regina's yarn or Miss Mothball's. But I'm not quite sure, because both of them I have bought similar yarns from both of them. And I believe these might be Miss Mothball's. And these are really, really pretty, I think. Summery. And then I knit another pair using the Bombilius sock recipe. And this is Miss Mothball's yarn. I'll show you the yarn tag because I have it here. And I made these kind. So these are knit the same way as the Bombilius socks, except I didn't do the beehive pattern or the pattern that looks like beehive. But I just made this linen stitch. Just tiny repeat here with the linen stitch. Knit 1 row, then knit 1, and how do you say, it's not yarn overs. Well, check out linen stitch, because my words are lacking my vocabulary now, and I don't remember how to explain this linen stitch, how to do it. But I did it on every other row. Every other row is knit, and then every other row is made that linen stitch pattern. I think these are quite nice too. So now I have ankle socks. I think I have 5 pairs of ankle socks, ankle high socks, so I think that's enough. Then I need to check my notes. Okay, felted picnic bag. Well, I saw on Ravelry's front page somebody had knit a small, is it called a knot bag, a felted knot bag, and I thought it looked really lovely, and I wanted to knit one too. But mine is a quite big one, and I'll show it to you now. So it's quite big, or huge even, and inside I have the picnic blanket I showed you the last time. So I'm hoping that when the weather gets even more warmer than what it is now, I get to go to picnic, and I'll have this picnic bag which has the picnic blanket inside. Then it will fit my knitting and some picnic edible things. And I knit this out of the fin sheep yarn, which I dyed myself. I had 4 skeins of that, and I used almost everything. Just tiny little ball left, and I think this is quite cute. So I can just put this on my bike and then hop on the bike and run to Vanäri or somewhere else here in Kuopio and have a picnic. So that's another finished object. And then I did make, I'll show you from my Instagram, because I made hubby a new golf driver's head cover, because I'll show you the picture first. I hope you can see it. see, he got that driver's head cover for Christmas, but there's a big hole there. So I bought Novita's alpaca wool yarn, which is 50% alpaca and 50% wool. And I knit, you can see a bit there, I knit a new head cover and felted it in a washing machine, and then made the ribbing, took off that FCB patch and sewed it on. So he has a new golf driver's head cover, and I think this is much nicer than the one he got for Christmas. But he's at the golf course at the moment, so he's wearing that or using that at the moment. And those were my finished objects. Then works in progress. Well, I didn't touch the Find Your Fade, but I really should get going with that one next. And then Levi's Sweet Pea Afghan, I haven't touched that either. The other day Levi asked, why aren't you doing his blanket? And I said, I will. I don't know. There are so many other wonderful things just popping, and I'm hopping in and forgetting all the whips, but I really should get back to those Find Your Fade and Sweet Pea Afghan. And what I didn't do, well, I haven't finished the Villa Lumu, the plum tree, the branch weaving thing I showed you the last time. I only have one branch finished, but I still need to make two before I can make the tree out of those branches. And the Wayu mochila bag, I haven't started that yet either, but I should also start that next month. Then what I'm planning to do, Tour de Fleece is starting, I think it's starting tomorrow. July 1st is tomorrow. So I think it starts tomorrow. And I'm hoping, I didn't take part in Tour de Fleece last year, but I did the year before. And then I spun with my drop spindles and my Turkish spindles, but now I'm planning on using my wheel. I have Ashford Kiwi 2 wheel, and my plan is to spin, well, I'm hoping that I could spin as much yarn so that I could make a pullover. So that's the plan, but I'm not sure if that's going to work or not. Not doing fingering weight yarn. I'm planning on doing maybe sport weight, DK weight, a bit thicker yarn, and I have 4 options here. These are all Nunoko yarns, wool. So this one, I'll show you the tag. Can you read? Is the sun doing tricks? And this kind of loveliness, light blues, sea blues, a bit turquoise, wonderful wool. Then this one, Nunoko, again Nunoko, these are all Nunoko, and this has more teal than the one you saw, but also light blues, but still, and a tiny bit light green, minty green. That one. Then this one. That's the tag there. And this loveliness. This has more green. Also a bit of teal and kind of a little bit olive green shades. This kind. And the 4th is this one. Nunoko. And this has dark teal, bluey teal, and a bit of bronze. Interesting looking wool. So all these 4 I think these are super wonderful looking wonderful looking wool. So hopefully I'm able to spin. Probably not pullovers quantity, but I can always use those and then add just commercial wool, maybe white, grey or black. But that's the plan. So other things, well, knit and read. I'm still listening to the Agatha Christie's audio book. Why didn't they call Evans? I still think I have 2 or 3 discs left. And after that I need to go to the library and borrow more audiobooks. Then fog run. Oh, this is kind of embarrassing. I only collected 30 kilometers, which is 18 miles. Walking, collecting those fog miles, but I have done quite a lot of biking, and then a friend of mine who lives on the other side of that hill, on that corner, we've been going to the gym quite often, so those are off the fog run miles, but still 30 kilometers, 18 miles, that's better than nothing, right? Other things, Jyväskylä Summer Knit Festival, it's in 1.5 weeks time. We'll be going there on Saturday. We'll drive from here to Jyväskylä on Saturday morning, and hubby will go to golf course while I'm taking Hohi's that shawl design course, and I have some plans to buy yarn. I don't want to go there and just grab a skein and grab another skein, but I want to have a plan. I need to plan something. For example, I want to knit another cardigan. So if I'm wise, I look up ahead of time a certain pattern, look up how much yarn I will need, and then I will try to search for a certain amount of yarn so that I can knit a shawl or garment or whatever. But I'll try to be a nice girl and not just buy. Hopefully that will work. I'm not sure if it worked, but that's the plan. I have lots of plans. Then Finalong prizes. I have 3 prizes equally good. As you know, we are doing this Finalong. Oh, there are wonderful. There are shawls and finished mittens done, knit, socks knit. Emma in Australia, she has apologies, New Zealand. Totally naughty me. Even though they are close to each other, it's totally different living in Australia or New Zealand. Emma is in New Zealand. So she has, I think, cooked twice. Once she made pea soup, and then rosolli, this beetroot salad. Well, anyway, you can go to my Ravelry group, Hanna from Sheep's Alley, and there's the Finalong thread, and you can look up what people are doing and making and finishing. And these are the prizes. Well, I have only 1, but they are equally good. 3 prizes, kind of like gold, silver and bronze. So this bag, which I sewed, I got this from a flea market or thrift store, what do you call those? Recycled places. And this is an old tablecloth. This one, this shutter, or what do you call this? I had this in stash. I don't know where I got it, but it works here fine. And this is also leftover wool, sock yarn, lace weight yarn, and bluey colors. And inside it looks the same. It's lined with the same tablecloth fabric, and these are pockets from Levi's jeans, some vintage buttons. These hard buttons I made out of that polymer clay. I made those ugly sock blockers. Not going to say where they are, but they are not in this household anymore. And this is a doily, which I also got from a thrift shop, and some just ribbon, our ribbon there. And inside there is this notebook, Moomi notebook, these kind of pages. Then, well, a card I painted, watercolor card. some Moomi tea, Moomi candy, the yarn I showed you the last time also, this kind which I dyed, and this, in Finnish I call this kässäkynä. Kässä means like crafting, and kynä is pen, so kässäkynä, say craft, a pen for crafters, let's say. And stitch markers I made. Let me show you like this. These stitch markers. So, these are the prizes, and we still have the whole July to make, knit, crochet, spin, whatever you want to do. It's a make-along. And then I will draw the winners. As I explained, like if you, let's say that Emma, who has now made the soup and the salad and knit the socks, so she already has 3 lottery tickets. So the more you make, the more you have possibilities to win one of those three prizes. And oh, I forgot to show you the Summer Knit Festival, which is in 1.5 weeks. I made this wristlet project bag because I'm not sure if I'm going to knit there. I think I just want to concentrate on just looking at the yarns and meeting people and learning stuff from Hohi's course. But if I knit, I will take this bag with me, which is made out of, I think these were also Levi's, yes, Levi's old jeans and Levi's some old jeans pockets. This is little crochet flower is from Sirpa Rouva Silmusolmu. I put it there, but I think I want to find a green button and sew that beautiful flower on there and use a button to keep it there nicely. Now there's only just a tiny little safety pin keeping it there. And this Dior, hubby bought me perfume for my birthday in March, and it was wrapped with this lovely, or it was the year before. Well, anyway, I've had this Dior ribbon in my stash for a long time. I just put it there because I wanted to use it somewhere. And then there's also a piece of doily which I found from a thrift shop also, and I crocheted this flower. This is leftovers from that Ikke Knitting Retreat special colorway sock yarn. So I have a wristlet, so I can walk around and knit, and this will be very handy if I knit there. And I think that's all. Finished objects, whips, what I'm planning to do. Then there's the giveaway time. It's the ring. I made this bird's nest ring. And as I explained the last time, if this is too big or too small for you, you can use it as a decor piece somewhere, or use it as a napkin holder or something like that. And you know the drill. Let's see who is the lucky one to win it. Okay, Jan in Portugal, Tomar, Santarem, Portugal. Jan, congratulations, you are the lucky winner of this. I think this is fun. So I will be asking for your address on Ravelry and mail it to you. And the new giveaway prize, I like handmade soap. I have done or made handmade soap once before. I took a course in Kuopio. We have a wonderful folk college here in Kuopio, and there are lots of wonderful courses you can take there. And I took a soap making course, not last fall, but the fall before that. And then I ordered some how do you say, like a soap making kit where you only need to, you have the soap stuff and you only need to melt it, then add colors and scents and those sorts of things, and then just pour it in a, well, I used a milk carton where to pour the melted soap, and I made colorful hand soap which looks like this. I think somebody commented on Instagram that they thought this was a cake, a piece of cake, but this is soap, hand soap. It has a tiny citrusy scent, but well, actually it smells like soap, but tiny bit citrusy. So yellows and purples and greens and blues. So this will be the new giveaway. And I always ask a question where you can answer. I will post show notes on the episode thread on Ravelry, Hanna from Sheep's Alley, and I will put a question. But I don't know what to ask. What is the question? I asked about the weather the last time. It was wonderful to read all the different, because people who are watching this podcast, they live all over the world, and it's so fun to listen, read what they told about the weather where they live and which seasons they like the best. But what should I ask? Oh my gosh, I forgot to prepare. Okay. There's a flower bed there which is full of weeds, lovely blooming weeds. So there's a question. You can leave any comment or answer this question. What is your favorite flower? And mine is, in Finnish we call it peony, and I think you are supposed to pronounce it peony in English or something like that, but in Finnish it's peony. I love peonies, and I have a couple of different kinds of peonies here, but they are not blooming yet. So that's my favorite flower. So what is yours? You can answer that question or leave any other kind of comment on the episode thread, and you can win this handmade soap by me. And I think that's it. I'll see you at the end of July. Have a wonderful summer if you are on this side of the globe, or have a wonderful upcoming winter time on the other side of the big world. Moikka!